Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this broadcast brought to you by PSD Athletics. My name is Deep Shah.
And I'm Hayden Smith.
And tonight we are going to be your co-hosts for the evening for the Timnath Niwot game hosted at PSD Field. Timnath coming into this with a record of 3-4, and Niwot coming in with a record of 0-6. Hayden, what are your thoughts for tonight?
Yeah, both teams starting off the season slow, but a win could mean big things for both of these teams right now, as the Cubs starting off 3-4. If they win out for the rest of the season, they can have a good shot of making it to the playoffs. And with Niwot, they're not out of playoff contention yet. And so with a win, they could gain great momentum to really finish out the season strong and just really
keep it going.
Really keep it going.
Yeah, 100%.
Here we go.
Yeah, we're starting off pretty strong now. Both teams pretty similar in skill. I know I mentioned the record of 3-4 for Timnath, and Niwot coming in actually without any wins. But we're looking at something to take away for both teams. Timnath can take away another win and can add to the roster and tie them up with their record. Otherwise, Niwot can actually get their first win of the season and start their victory path to the playoffs.
Yeah.
As we're looking on the field now, both players are entering the field. Just getting ready for a fun, casual night of football, Hayden.
Yeah, absolutely. And the weather outside, it's getting more brisk, so we'll see how that cold weather affects these players today.
Some could say frightful. And that fire is so delightful, huh? Both players are lining up now. We see Niwot starting up. Some practice runs. We saw them earlier today before the stream had started. They were working on some catching games, but as Hayden is going to talk about here, their chances of playoffs and the struggle through the air, it's definitely two very big things that they need to work on if they want to pull away with this game's victory.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have struggled through the air. Timnath and Niwot, I would consider both run-first offenses, but it's funny that we mentioned Timnath as a run-first offense because two of the players that we got to keep an eye on tonight are both wide receivers. Davis Payne, the senior, and Carter Gaines, the junior. Davis Payne is averaging 11.8 yards per completion and 29.9 receiving yards per game. And on the season, he has 177 receiving yards. And
right, there's that face to look out for just on the screen right now. And Hayden, take it away.
And then next up, we have Carter Gaines, who has 10 catches for 200 yards, and he has 20 yards per catch and averaging 20 yards per game as well.
So Timnath switching up their A game from last time. I know there was an emphasis on Vince last time and also Alex the kicker too, but it seems like now Timnath is finally breaking out of their shell and actually switching up their players to watch. Both teams are now lining up.
The class of Cubs was in 1960, and our first as a reestablished school will be in 2025. Thank you to our seniors for the role you have played in shaping our school culture and creating traditions that will last for years to come. We are excited to celebrate you tonight. We will begin by recognizing the cheer seniors. A side base, senior Lindsay McCartney. Lindsay's escorted by her mom, Kelly McCartney, dad, Tyler Selden, and sister, Carly McCartney. She's participated in cheer for 4 years, 3 years at the varsity level. Lindsay says her favorite memory in Timnath cheer has been her sophomore year winning runner-up in the state cheer competition for 2A. And being a Timnath athlete, she has learned how to overcome challenges and lean on her teammates when things get hard. Lindsay McCartney. Next, a main base, Mia Van Thor. Mia is escorted by her parents, Jessica and Marshall Van Thor, and her brothers, Alec and Ethan. She's been in cheer for 2 years, both at the varsity level. Her favorite memory in Timnath cheer was this past year when we had camp as a team. Being a Timnath athlete has taught her how to persevere and overcome challenges. Mia Van Thor. Next is a flyer, Morgan Zemer. Morgan's escorted by her parents, Cindy and Brad Zemer. She's been in cheer for 6 years, 2 years at the varsity level. Her favorite memory in cheer has been camp. And being a Timnath athlete has taught her how to persevere and lean on teammates for support. Morgan Zemer. Congratulations to our cheer seniors. And now we'll recognize our football seniors. An offensive lineman, number 62, Meyer Braden. Meyer's escorted by his parents, Karen and Tommy Braden, sister Taylor, and brother Ryland. He's played 4 years of football, all at the varsity level. His greatest football memory was pancaking a senior in one of his first ever practices as a freshman. Being a Timnath athlete has taught him that no matter how hard the work is, it's always worth it for the reward in the end. Meyer Braden. Left guard, number 77, Joaquin Bueno. Escorted by his mom, Danelle Mestis, and dad, Antonio Bueno. 11 years playing in football and 3 at the varsity level, and his greatest memory is, I will always remember all the close friendships I've made and the relationships with my coaches. Being a Timnath athlete has taught him that nothing is given, only earned, and to fight for his brothers. Joaquin Bueno. A middle linebacker and running back, number 44, Vince Hochhalter. Vince is escorted by his parents, Katie and Dan Hochhalter, his brother Ivan, and his sisters Afton and Reese. Played 5 years of football, 3 years at the varsity level. Vince says his favorite memory was junior year when we won our first game in double OT versus the academy. It was not only the team's first win, but my first win while playing alongside my brother. We both had the most tackles that game, and it was a game I'll never forget. Being a Timnath athlete has taught me that winning isn't everything. It's about the connections you make and how you grow as a team. Number 44, Vince Hochhalter. A defensive back, number 10, Kyler Jerome. Kyler's escorted by his parents, Jennifer and Matt Jerome, and brothers Asher and Miles Jerome. Kyler's played 11 years of football, 3 at the varsity level. His greatest accomplishment and memory in football was a pass breakup in the academy game last year to help clinch that win. Being a Timnath athlete has taught him to be humble. Number 10, Kyler Jerome. A wide receiver, number 15, Riley Johnson. Riley's escorted by his parents, Jill and Andrew Johnson, and brother Parker Johnson. He's played 2 years of football, and this is his first year at the varsity level. His great accomplishment in memory in Timnath football was catching a touchdown on his first ever reception. Being part of Timnath football has taught him that good things will come when you put in the work and have patience. Number 15, Riley Johnson. A cornerback, number 42, Peter Kirkpatrick. Peter's escorted by his mother, Tara Kirkpatrick. He played 3 years of football, and this is his first at the varsity level. His greatest accomplishment and memory in Timnath football was winning against the academy. Being part of Timnath football has taught him resilience. Number 42, Peter Kirkpatrick. A kicker, number 9, Alex Kolchak. Alex is escorted by his parents, Amy and Mike Kolchak. Played 4 years of football, 3 at the varsity level. His greatest accomplishment and memory in Timnath football was kicking the game-winning field goal against the academy for the first ever Timnath football win. Being part of the football program has taught him to stick with it even when it's hard. Number 9, Alex Kolchak. Center, number 59, Jeff Meckley. Jeff's escorted by his dad, Jacob, stepmom, Carissa, and brothers, Jackson and Jeremiah. He's played 3 years of football, 2 at the varsity level, and his greatest memory was the team's first win against the academy. Being a Timnath athlete has taught him to not give up and to work hard. Number 59, Jeff Meckley. A tight end and defensive end, number 37, Tanner Mock. Tanner's escorted by his parents, Malia and Craig Mock, his brothers Micah, Dylan, and Ryder, and in spirit, his brother Dustin, who is attending the Air Force Academy and could not be present this evening. Tanner's played 4 years of football, 3 at the varsity level. Tanner's favorite memory was his freshman year when he carried a defender 10 yards with him for a touchdown in the same game that he scored 3 total touchdowns. Being a Timnath athlete has taught Tanner that losing is the first step in wanting to win. Without losing, you wouldn't work hard to avoid it. Number 37, Tanner Mock. A quarterback, number 11, Kyle Nelson. Kyle's escorted by his parents, Courtney and Chris Nelson, and his brother, Cody Nelson. He's played 2 years of football, both here at the varsity level. Kyle says, my favorite memories from football were the team camps in Gunnison, where I played tackle football for the first time, and this year, I got to see how much I progressed. It was a good bonding experience as well. Being a Timnath athlete has taught me that hard work pays off. A few years ago, I lost many games, but by working hard, I have grown so much, which has helped lead to wins. Number 11, Kyle Nelson. A wide receiver, punt returner, and kick returner, number 3, Davis Payne. He is escorted by his dad, Richard Payne. Played 12 years of football, 3 here at the varsity level. Davis's greatest accomplishment in football is being a nationally ranked punt returner, and being a Timnath athlete has taught him that no matter the outcome, I could always go home knowing I did everything I could and I could be proud of myself. Number 3, Davis Payne. An offensive and defensive lineman, number 60, R.J. Thompson. R.J. is escorted by his parents, Stephanie and Ryan Thompson, and his brother Ethan and sister Emily. He's played 4 years of football, 2 at the varsity level. And R.J. says, I have enjoyed playing football at Timnath, and being a Timnath athlete has taught me to always be kind. Number 60, R.J. Thompson. A cornerback, number 21, Evan Vasa. Evan's escorted by his parents, Melissa and Nick Vasa, and brother Aiden Vasa. He played 4 years of football, 3 at the varsity level, and his greatest accomplishment and memory in football was getting that first win against the academy. Being a Timnath athlete has taught me you can never work too hard. Number 21, Evan Vasa. Linebacker, number 18, Vincent Russo. Vincent is escorted by his mom, Ice and Anthony Russo. This is his first year in football and at the varsity level. His greatest accomplishment in football is joining football with no experience and at a new high school, but pushing himself every day to do his best. Being a football athlete has taught him that no matter what, you should treat someone with kindness and respect, and you never know what someone is going through. Number 18, Vincent Russo. Let's recognize our football manager, Kylie Scheidt. Kylie is escorted by her parents, Megan and Aaron Scheidt, and little brother, Landon Scheidt. She spent 2 years as the Timnath varsity manager, and her favorite memory is when Timnath won their first game ever last year. Something being a Timnath athlete that has taught her was to drink water. Our football manager, Kylie Scheidt. And we'd like to recognize a dance athlete and football manager, Kenzie Dahmer, the football manager and Timnath dancer. She is escorted by her parents, Heather and Andy Dahmer, and brother Dakota Dahmer. 3 years she has spent as the Timnath varsity manager and 3 at the varsity dance level. She spent a total of 15 years in dance. Kenzie says, my greatest accomplishment in dance was placing 3rd in the Colorado State Spirit Competition as a first-year team. And her favorite memory is watching the football team grow over the past 3 years. Something being a Timnath athlete has taught her was to never back down from what you love, and do not let anyone ruin the love and passion that you have for your sport. Kenzie Dahmer. Let's have another round of applause for our cheer and football seniors.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We had just seen Timnath Senior Night, where they'd congratulate senior players, senior athletes, senior managers, and anybody else who deserved recognition. But after that, Hayden, what are your thoughts for tonight? I know we mentioned earlier that both teams are coming in at a similar skill level. Both teams want to take away something from this game. How hard do you think Niwot's going to work to try and get that first win on their record?
God, I don't know if I can say how hard they're going to work. I have to say they have to work incredibly hard to beat this Timnath team. It's not impossible. They can do it, but they just got to go out there and fight like their back is up in the corner, essentially.
100%, yeah.
But that's going to be hard to do. I mean, Timnath is coming into this game with pride. You know, it's their senior night, and they're fired up. They're ready to go, and they're ready to go out there and prove themselves to their fellow students and also their parents as well.
100%. That is a very good point, actually. Looking at the Niwot stands, we don't see much showing, especially because of the distance, but also because Niwot Senior Night has already happened. But we do see a lot of showing from Timnath's side, especially with the parents. So there is a lot on the line. There is a lot for these players to show and demonstrate. They're going to leave everything on this field.
Absolutely. I can't agree with you more.
Now we're just waiting for the game to officially start. The student section's kind of getting hyped up, and parents are kind of settling into their seats as they wait for the ball to finally take that field.
And that band is still bringing the mood for this game.
100%. Now, I know we mentioned that both teams are very run-heavy, so what kind of action are you hoping to see throughout this game? I know, like obviously, as I mentioned, both teams are very run-heavy, so we're going to see a lot of safe plays, not many risks. I know that Timnath, when they were playing Severance, especially when they start to break a lead or when the opposing team starts to pull away in terms of a lead, Timnath starts to take the safe route.
Yeah, absolutely. But I tell you what, Deep, with both teams being run-heavy offenses, I think we're going to see a throwback game here. We're going to see some classic 1940s football, and
100%.
that's what I'm hoping for. It's interesting when both teams are just built this way,
Right.
just built for ground movement, and I'm just excited to see what both teams can put out.
Right. A lot of manpower on both sides. We have a couple of mean beasts on Timnath's side with Vince and Davis with the speed, Vince with the buff, and then a few players on Niwot's team as well. I know we mentioned Hayden Shaw.
Yeah.
He's a very, very, very strong player on their team.
Absolutely.
As well as, as well as Kelly Schneider. Those are the two players to watch for Niwot this evening. So it's definitely going to be a lot of butting heads, a lot of raw movement on the field, as opposed to a lot of passing. Hopefully, we'll see some passing though.
Yeah, and Hayden Shaw's really just going to be I think he's going to be the workhorse tonight. You know, he's coming into this game strong. He has 5 yards per carry on the ground, and he has 133 carries for 552 yards, making up the majority of Niwot's yards throughout all of their games this season. And he's averaging 40 yards per game, and I'm really expecting Hayden Shaw to just show out and play dominant football tonight.
100%. Hayden Shaw is going to be number 33 for us to watch on the field tonight, and Kelly Schneider is going to be number 4 to watch on the field tonight for Niwot.
And now we're going to turn over, and please everyone join us in taking off your hats and standing up for our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for that. So where were we, Hayden? I mean, we're just talking about some pregame stuff. What are we hoping to see from Timnath? Me personally, I hope to see a lot more passing from them, a lot more confidence, a lot more risk-taking, especially against a team like Niwot.
Yeah, I'm hoping they air it out tonight. You know, they have two incredibly capable wide receivers on their team, and I'm really hoping that come senior night, they're just ready to just give them the rock and just watch them explode down the field.
100%. I'm hoping that this time also the QB Kyle Nelson doesn't get shelled up and the line actually holds this time, so he can actually have time to, process and make a play instead of just getting pocketed and then sacked. Because I know last time, well, not for the Meade game, but for Severance at least, there was a lot of sacking happening, and there just wasn't enough time to make a play because Timnath's line was just getting broken over and over and over.
Yeah, and just football is played through your offensive line, and if your line is having trouble, then just it's really, really hard to get things moving on offense.
Right.
But come after the coin toss, Timnath is going to kick the ball away, and Niwot is going to start out on offense.
Okay, let's see what we do here.
Seeks to return for the Cougars, number 17, Giovanni Guevara, and number 30, Gabe Hernandez.
Alex Kolchek, number 9, the kicker, about to get ready to put this game underway.
Hopefully we see some good recalibration from Timnath. I know last time they started off very, very shaky. So we'll just see that if they can learn from their mistakes last time and finally put on a good show.
Absolutely. And here we go. Timnath versus Niwot is now underway at PSD Field. And the ball is caught and returned back by number 30. He's got some room, and he's down around the 19-yard line.
A flag is thrown, though. We'll have to see what that's about. Just waiting on this flag.
Yeah.
Wonder what it's going to be.
See, and that's always hard. Just starting out the game with a penalty, it's never what you want to see at the beginning of the game.
Blocking back. White.
Ooh.
Distance. First down.
Oh, and that's not what Niwot wants to see.
So again, starting shaky, but this time from Niwot. So hopefully we'll see them take a play out of Timnath's book and figure out what's going wrong and then finally recalibrate and then put their A game forward.
Yeah, and that flag, it's unfortunate. They're going to start 10 yards back from where they were originally supposed to start. But line up in pistol, they hand off the ball. He's running up the middle for a short gain of 1 yard.
So just like we mentioned, Hayden, it's going to be a run game. I know we mentioned both the teams are very run-heavy. They always prefer the run, the safe route. But I'm just hoping that something changes tonight, something in the air or something in that QB's mind that says, hey, let's get this ball in the air, let's get it thrown.
Yeah, football is a quarterback's league now. So many teams we see now are just heavy passing offense, really just try to spread their reach through the air, and it's rare that you see a game like this where both these teams just truly rely on their ground movement to get things going.
100%. Niwot stopped right where they started. So it seemed like Timnath is finally turning the tables on Niwot.
Yeah.
Like they've been done in the past. They're finally stopping them at the line of scrimmage or earlier.
Yeah, Timnath's D-line really holding up. Just two great stops, and now Niwot is going to have to do something here. It's going to be 3rd and 8 at their 11-yard line.
Already quite a shaky start, if I'm not speaking too early, Hayden, both from Niwot and Timnath. Mostly Niwot, actually, because they've been in possession of the ball. But as they line up here, let's see what they do.
Niwot in the spread, looking to pass, and it's caught by number 18, and he's going to be just short. For a
Okay.
gain of 5 yards, and that's going to put Niwot at 4th and 3.
So it seems like we were right then. I think Timnath is really coming with their A game, really coming in fueled, hyped up to finally put on a good show for all the parents in attendance here.
Absolutely. And here Niwot's going to punt the ball away, and back to return is number 3, Davis Payne. And the punt is up. It's going back far.
Quite a good kick, if I don't
It's
say
caught
so
by Davis
myself.
Payne at the tips of his fingers. He's running down the sideline, and he's out. around the 36-yard line of Niwot.
I mean, say what you want to say, Hayden, but that guy is fast.
He's fast.
He can outrun anything.
Yeah, and especially on punts and kickoffs, you know, just his speed, speed is so important in the game of football, and he really just utilizes it to the fullest extent every time the ball is in his hands.
I think they finally realize his potential, and so putting him there to return that kick has put Timnath in a very strong position to start their first possession of the game. Starting out now.
Lined up in the shotgun.
At the 38-yard line. 36, excuse me.
Kyle Nelson takes the snap, gives it to Vince, who's going to run. Oh, and he breaks a tackle.
Still up.
He's still going on the left side of the field, and he's down for an 11-yard gain.
Not bad. Down at the 25.
First down.
You know, this is what we expected. You know, Timnath and Niwot going to start it off with the run, but you know, I wouldn't be shocked if they get closer to the 15-yard line and just huck it.
100%. I feel like they are going to play it very safe, though, just in the very beginning. As we've seen before, Timnath does like to play a very reserved game in the beginning, especially Kyle Nelson, the QB. But hopefully something, as I mentioned in the air, something in his mind just ticks, and he gets into a rhythm, and he finally throws that ball far.
Absolutely, and we're seeing that same shotgun, Kyle Nelson, to take the snap on a jet sweep to Davis Payne. He's at the right sideline, and he's going to have some room. Can he
be free?
Oh, and he breaks a fumble and is recovered by Niwot at the 4-yard line.
And it's fumbled. Holy cow, what a plot twist.
We were not expecting that. He had so much room to run.
100%.
He had the jets, but it just popped out. I think Niwot's defender, I think he got his helmet on the ball and it just popped out.
Let's check out this replay here.
We're going to see a replay.
Davis
he had a
going
great
wide.
Start on the Jets.
Breaks free of one. Let's just slow it down here. The ball just gets, I guess his hand just got caught or pulled or something.
No, that's just a classic peanut punch.
Yeah, it's just
classic peanut punch.
It's quite frankly an amazing execution from Niwot.
But this is going to be a tough spot right now. Niwot's quarterback backed up to their own end zone goal line. Going to have two backs in the backfield. It's going to be a read option up the middle.
Not a bad play, though. Obviously, you can expect such a reserved and safe game after such an event. You don't want to throw away such a major chance like this. So, as expected, Niwot does run the ball, and they make it past Timnath to the 6-yard line. It is currently 2nd and 9.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. I mean, Timnath's run defense has been holding up, so I'm kind of looking, if I'm Niwot, I'm just going to start airing it out. You know, their first drive didn't go as they wanted it to go, but now here they go, lined up in pistol with a motion across, and they're going to hand it up again, but this time for a bigger gain. And he's going to get about 4 on that one, make it 3rd and 5.
Not bad, Hayden, not bad. Definitely very, very different from what I envisioned was going to happen at the very beginning of this game.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, but Niwot also they have to keep in mind, it's going to be really hard for them to win this game if they keep relying on the same cadence for their play calling. Just
100%.
Run, pass. They're going to have to start mixing some things up. And here they go again with the same trips formation on the left side of the field. Still lined up in pistol, though. The quarterback's going to take the snap, but they're going to hand off on a read option, and the quarterback is going to get the first down for a gain of about 7.
Interesting. Interesting. The QB actually making quite a bold play, so you know what, I might have spoken too early about that risk, but we'll just have to see later on.
Yeah, what an impressive run, though, by the quarterback.
Now, I know I keep citing the Timnath versus Severance game, but it is just a textbook example of what not to do in a football game. The guys played very reserved. They kept playing the same plays over and over again, and frankly, they seem to be learning from it. But I just want to say that if Timnath does play like they did against Severance, they're going to look at a losing game because they ended up just running the ball, and Severance figured them out really quick, recalibrated, and broke through their lines.
Yeah, and football is a game where it's really hard to win while doing that because so much of it is just strategy and game plan and preparation.
100%.
And when you don't have the game plan to just go out there and be vibrant, it's dull.
100%. Currently 2nd and 11 with the ball on the 17-yard line. Niwot actually playing quite a good game so far, albeit safe once again. But if I was in their position, I'd be doing the exact same thing right now.
Still, Timnath's defense lined up in a 4-3. And now Niwot's going to break the huddle and run up to the line of scrimmage. Here they go, back again with their single back formation. Shotgun, the quarterback takes the snap. He throws it quick to the right side, but it's overthrown.
Missed. Man, so
the target on that play was Caleb Roby.
This is exactly what we saw against, once again, Severance. But Timnath was chucking out plays early. So was Severance, but both of them ended up just firing missiles down the field that just couldn't make it to anybody's hands. And so they ended up giving up on the passing strategy and ended up settling for the running strategy. I'm just hoping that this isn't the start of something similar. I hope Niwot does bring their A game and they do continue to pass and they don't lose that confidence.
And we'll see here, running more of a spread. 4 receivers on this play. The quarterback drops back in shotgun, looking towards the right side on a deep ball.
And it's again.
Just over the head.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, I just hope that Niwot doesn't lose their confidence, making these bold plays. Because, fortunately, these plays, although they're not making it, it's very entertaining for the fans. Nobody just likes a slug-out running game. So.
No, yeah. And see, that was a great connection. I feel like they're just getting into the rhythm right now, just getting warmed up. And just now we see them punting on 4th down. Back for Davis Payne again, looking for redemption, and he might get it here. Oh, he breaks to the right side again. Has to be one. He's got some room to run now, and he's going to run out of bounds at the 30-yard line for a nice 20-yard.
Not bad. Once again, Timnath weaponizing Davis as their major attribute, really using his speed to their advantage as he can make quick work of anybody on Niwot.
Yeah, I would say for Timnath's best strength as a team has to be their special teams, and specifically because of big number 3 on the field.
100%. Alex himself. Oh, so excuse me, Davis himself, but also Alex as well. He's got quite the leg on him. As Timnath lines up at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
Back in shotgun. See what they do here. 3 receivers on the field. Kyle Nelson. Pitch to Vince Hochhalter, who's going to get stuffed.
And stalling out.
It's going to be a 1-yard rush on the play right there.
Hochhalter takes the pitch for 1 yard.
Now down to 2nd and 9 with the ball on the 27-yard line.
2nd down, 9 yards to go.
Let's go, Cubs!
Now, unfortunately, this was the same trajectory we saw Timnath going down when it came to, once again, Severance. But I just have to mention that once again, because if we're looking at an entertaining game tonight, we just have to pray that Timnath changes up their strategy.
Oh, and I think they will. Starting off on 2nd and 9, it would be really beneficial if they can air something out right here. And Kyle Nelson going to hand it off to Vince again, but Vince is going to keep chugging.
Not bad. At least this time they are making progress as opposed to, once again, Severance, where Severance, they kept stalling out in that big cluster in the middle that would form super quick. But they're also working against Niwot this time too. So.
And a nice run there for Vince Hochhalter is going to allow them to get a pretty 3rd and 2nd.
And just to remind you guys at home, beating Niwot will help them gain momentum to make a run for the playoffs. So this game, not only does it have seniors, the senior night, but it also does include the start to a pathway to the playoffs.
Goes Kyle Nelson to the right side of the field. Ooh.
And dropped once again.
A good defense by number 15 of Niwot. That would be Wyatt Wolf.
Niwot surprisingly doing very well. You know, the numbers can mean one thing, but it's actually what happens on the field that actually means something. So Niwot keeping up with these Timnath players. You really have to ask the question, is this going to be a closer game than we thought, Hayden?
Hey, I think it might be. They're showing a lot of grit right now. But here to attempt the field goal is number 9, Alex Kolchek, who puts it up. It's going to go deep through the uprights. That's going to put 3 on the board for these teams.
And as you mentioned, Hayden, those special teams, once again, I think they're their biggest strong point for Timnath right now, and so really using that to their advantage, it's going to keep them afloat in this game.
Now Timnath to kick off. Finally, Niwot can get some breathing room here. These past 2 drives, they've been lined up inside their own 20-yard line, and just now, hopefully, going to be lined up closer to the middle of the field. Maybe they can get something rolling here, but I've just seen grit so far from this Niwot football team. Starting off early with good momentum.
100%.
Getting that forced fumble on arguably Timnath's best player, and just
bringing their A game.
Yeah, just taking that momentum and just running with it. And that's what they have to do. They have to just feed off of these plays as they come and just adapt. And
I don't know where this Niwot came from, but it's definitely not the Niwot I was expecting tonight, Hayden. I can tell you that for sure. The plays we've seen, the action we've seen, the grit, the power, the strength, even the strategy we've seen from Niwot so far, although they are down right now just because of that field goal. I feel like they will bounce back soon. If you're just joining us now, this is the PSD field. We are currently broadcasting the Timnath versus Niwot game here tonight. My name is Deepshaw, and with me is
Hayden Smith.
And we have 4 minutes and 26 seconds left in the first quarter. Thank you for joining us.
Getting ready to kick this away, Alex Kolchek, as the Timnath special teams lines up at the 35-yard line. Here to kick it away. He's going to boot it downfield.
Impressive kick.
Absolutely. Inside the 5, but the Niwot returner is going to take it out, trying to run to the right side again. He's going to be down around the 21-yard line. It's going to set up 1st and 10 for the Niwot Cougars.
Playing it safe, definitely Niwot right now. They are playing it safe, but what can you expect if you're going to be down? You don't want to start slipping. I feel like that's one of the biggest mistakes a team can make, is getting too confident. Even when they're down, they believe too much in themselves. And so playing a balanced, level head game, it can definitely prolong their chances of a victory here.
Hey, but you know what they say, Deep? You got to risk it for the biscuits sometimes.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
This is what they got to start doing.
100%.
Lined up in the single back.
And this is a biscuit Niwot definitely wants here, as Niwot now lines up.
Running more of a spread, but they're going to hand it off on 1st down. Get about another 2 yards on the play. It's going to set up 2nd and 8.
Again, we are seeing a lot of clusters building super quickly when that ball is run. So I feel like both teams have kind of stalled out in their progress when it comes to running, and they've both figured each other out, and they both know what to do now. And so this game, if they don't change it up, is going to slow down very quick.
Yeah, Timnath with a quick sub, though.
The ball currently on 25-yard line, 2nd and 7.
Alrighty. You got Wyatt Wolf in the shotgun. With a motion from number 1. It's going to be a quick jet sweep and a read option. He's going to get about 2 on that play. Set up a nice 3rd and 5.
Not bad. I feel like now it definitely has some chemistry that we didn't see at the very beginning of this game. I feel like in just these 7 or 8 minutes we've seen, in these past 7 or 8 minutes, we've seen the team really come together and start to work with each other especially. I can't say too much about Timnath right now because they've been playing a very safe game, but if anything goes, they're on a good path right now. Hopefully we just start to see Kyle Nelson finally make some action when it comes to passing.
Oh yeah, but I want to see Wolf. I think Wolf can really sling at this game, and we'll see here come 3rd and 4. Wolf takes the snap, looking to the right side of the field, and it's overthrown.
So it's just coming down to that pressure, Hayden, once again. It's just pressure, pressure, pressure from both sides. They both have an effective offensive and defensive line. And so they're both just clashing, and it's not giving the QB enough time to work.
But yet again, that's football. You got to adapt, and the only way to win is to adapt.
Yeah, 100%.
4th and 4, and the punt is up. It's
another impressive kick.
Here's Davis Payne back to take the ball again. He's
3rd time's the charm, baby.
The left sideline. He's going to keep churning, and he's going to be out around 33-yard line.
Timnath's offense now entering into the field. What do you hope to see now, Hayden?
Hey, what goes up must come down deep.
100%.
And that's what they need to do. You know, I feel like Timnath and their play calling is just, it's really conservative, and that's not wrong, but sometimes you just got to make the executive decision to just call spread, throw it deep, and just make something happen.
100%. You mentioned what goes up must come down, but we're not seeing much stuff go up right now, so hopefully we see some stuff go up soon. Timnath now lining up at the 38-yard line.
Takes the snap, handoff, up the middle. Vince Hochhalter.
Still up and brought
nice
down.
Run. That's going to be 9 yards.
Quite impressive, actually. I'll give that them. Finally managing to break through that cluster that usually forms in the middle. Vince is a lot of man. He's a lot of power.
Oh, yeah. And
so he's definitely using that just like Davis.
He's been chugging this game, too.
Oh, yeah. Ball now ends up on the 29-yard line. Second and 1 yard line.
2nd and 1, maybe.
Excuse me, 2nd and 1 yard to go.
Let's go, Cubs!
With a motion, Nelson a handoff to Vince Hochhalter again. He's got big room. He's going to take it down inside the red zone, close to the 5-yard line.
I mean, just looking at him, that man looks big. The way he runs, that man just looks like he's just built to do this kind of thing, to just power through people. Look at this replay. Kyle Nelson hands it off.
Give credit to his blockers on this.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Niwot's still playing a very strong game, 100%. Yeah.
Straight off the handoff, it looked like he just had just space upon space to just, like, sprint.
Yeah. But when it came to actually bringing Vince down, I'd say they still played a very strong game. Albeit a little shaky when the play started, but they managed to rein it back in.
Here they go again. The Cubs in the same formation. They're going to hand it off. 3rd time in a row, and they're going to take it down to about the 5-yard line.
So once again, Kyle Nelson arguably, playing it safe, which is arguably the best move right now. I can't, slack on that too much or give him I can't, talk down on him for that because it would be the right thing to do right now with 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Yeah,
and so far this game, Deep, I think I've called the outcome so far. We've just seen run, and it's looking like throwback football right now.
100%. Playing a very safe game right now from both sides. But Niwot struggling to hold up their end of the deal.
Davis Payne lined out far, close to the sideline on the right side of the field, and there's going to be a flag.
Delay of game. 10 minutes. 5 yards.
Wow, and a delay of game call.
Interesting.
It's going to set them back about 5 yards.
Back to where we started.
Still 2nd down, though. Now we see a stacked box from Niwot come up. We'll see what Timnath does.
Let's go, Cubs!
Running back. They got a tight end and 3 receivers with a motion from number 14. Nelson to take the snap. The handoff to Hochhalter's going to be stuffed.
Once again, just stalling out as we hit the end of the first quarter.
For a gain of about 1. That's going to put us at 3rd and 9 after this timeout.
And we'll cut to a quick ad from Dutch Bros. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back with the start of the second quarter. My name is Deepsha.
And I'm Hayden Smith.
And if you're just joining us now, we are broadcasting the Timnath versus Niwot game here at the PSD field located in Timnath, Colorado. If you're just joining us, thank you for watching. The score is currently 3-0 Timnath. Timnath having a field goal in the first quarter, bringing them up to 3-0 against Niwot.
Yeah, it could be another field goal come here on 4th down, but it's going to be 3rd and 9, and they're going to be 10 yards short of the goal line.
Right. So far, we've seen a very reserved game from both sides. Very reserved playbook. Very safe strategy from all two sides. From both sides. Excuse me. And so now we just see Timnath lining up here.
Nelson to drop back, rolls out to the right. He's going to sling it to the middle, but it's going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up a fourth and 10, and this kicking team is going to run out onto the field.
I just hope that with all these passes that Kyle is throwing out there and nothing is happening at the end of the ball, I just hope that he still maintains the confidence throughout the rest of the game to keep these passes going, because we saw this happen last time once again with Severance and even Meade, and it didn't turn out too well towards the end of the game.
Yeah, but trust is a two-way thing, you know, and in order for Kyle Nelson to go out there and just really show himself, these coaches are going to have to give him room to succeed.
100%.
Right there, Alex Kolchek.
Another beautiful kick.
It's going to make the score 6-0.
Yep. Timnath really taking advantage of their special teams, as Hayden mentioned earlier. Hayden, let's touch on that a little bit more. If you're in Timnath's position, would you be wanting to push your special teams out there the most you could, or would you want to be encouraging your quarterback to start throwing these passes more and more and play a risky game?
You know, special teams can only come out onto the field so much. And at some point, you just have to say, you know, we're going to rely on our offense to win this game. Because trying to win a game with your special teams is highly improbable. So for any team, no matter where you are in the country, I feel like you really just gotta make something happen on offense every now and then, and just playing the special teams game.
100%.
It's gonna be really hard to get points for any football team.
100%, yeah. As Timnath now gets back into a huddle and tries to recalibrate after that, Niwot's lining up on the field to receive this.
The Timnath special teams to line up on the 35-yard line. And Kolchak is going to kick this away for a deep
Impressive kick.
Deep boot. And he's going to field it. But he's going to fall back into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback.
Very, very impressive kick. Very impressive performance, consistent performance from Alex so far throughout the night. And he's kind of like the backbone of Timnath. We can always rely on him when it comes down to it. He's always going to be there to give that mean right leg to that ball.
And can we talk about his leg, too? 2 of 2 on the day, and his first field goal was a long one.
Oh, yeah. Definitely very, very promising. And he's the only reason that Timnath has points on the board right now, so they should be owing him. And that mean right leg of his, Hayden.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Niwot lining up at the 20-yard line. They're going to have Wolf lined up as quarterback again. As he takes the snap, he's going to drop back and throw it deep to the left sideline. Oh, and there's a fight for the ball.
I guess we'll have to see what the referee's call is.
It's going to be caught. It's going to be caught by Niwot.
And let's cut back to the replay here. Let's just see how that happened.
Wolf on the drop back. He throws it deep to the left side of the field. There's a fight for the ball.
Man.
But number 7 for Niwot.
Seems like 5 almost had it. Number 5 almost had it. But number 17 on the other team finally pulled it away.
And Emmett Verhoeven comes up with a nice head top. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Not bad, though, Hayden. I'm glad we're seeing these passing plays from both teams.
Yeah, but just seeing now, what a great stuff from this Timnath defense.
As I was speaking. Maybe not. But I'm glad that Niwot still has the confidence to throw that ball around and leave an entertaining game for these fans here that have showed up.
You know, the more that those type of plays happen, the more the confidence is going to go up.
100%.
And from what we're seeing right now, I wouldn't be shocked if Niwot kind of takes over this game due to their passing game right now. They're kind of showing sparks, which we haven't really seen before from them this season.
The reserve game works when both sides play like that, but once Niwot breaks free and finally gets that motivation, that confidence, Timnath's going to be left hanging high and dry.
Drop back from Wolf again. It's going to be caught at the 50-yard line.
Not bad. Niwot finally showing some of their A game.
Yeah, the receiver on that play, number 18, Caleb Noterman. He's going to bring it to the 50-yard line. What an impressive play.
As he throws it all the way down. And a good catch by Niwot, number 18. Not bad.
Yeah. Thread the needle through the zone coverage, and just a nice play. Nice
100%.
play overall. Here's Wolf again to drop back. He's going to pass again to the left side of the field. Oh, and it's just dropped.
Just dropped.
Good defense by number 5, Sincere Gonzalez with the breakup.
Now, Hayden, while Niwot may be winless, their chances of a playoff contention aren't over, as they have the potential to win out the rest of their games in hope of being ranked in the top 24. This first game could lead them on a trajectory down to actually seeing some success.
Yeah, you know, they're facing a tough opponent next week. They're going up against the Windsor Wizards, and they're really just going to have to make fireworks that game.
Yeah, they're going to have to lock down and really figure out what's going to work on that game.
But a win here tonight would mean good momentum going into that game next week.
100%.
Here's another pass.
Ball thrown out of bounds.
He's going to be hit as he's thrown. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Timnath seems to be finally showing some of that resolve as they start to break through Niwot's defenses, break through Niwot's lines, and finally put pressure on the Niwot QB. We're seeing a lot more hesitation, a lot more pressure, a lot less time for that Niwot QB to finally throw that ball and make a play.
And here we go with a crucial play for this drive. It's going to be 3rd and 10. They're going to line up in trips on the right side of the field. Wolf drops back, looks to the right, fires deep. Oh, and that's going to be pass interference. Was tripped up deep down the field. And that's gonna be a big break for this Niwot offense.
100%.
But
Checking
here
out
we
the
go.
replay over here.
Throws it deep, but we just see number 18 getting tripped up.
Definitely pass interference, Hayden.
And if you're the Timnath defense, you hate to see that.
Yeah. Niwot actually playing in their favor now. Finally working for themselves and not just playing that safe game anymore. I see them finally blooming and opening up.
Here now, they're going to move the sticks and make the trot down
Not bad.
to the 35-yard line. It's going to set up 1st and 10.
Now, if you're in that huddle, Hayden, what are you thinking right now?
Hey, get as far as we can. You know, any points are good points, you know.
100%.
So if I'm the Niwot offense, I'm thinking touchdown first. But worst comes to worst, I want to put the kicker in a good position to set up a makeable field goal.
100%. And as we were just talking about that, we once again saw a cluster form in the middle and Niwot eventually stalling out. We're starting to see a pattern here, Hayden, and I'm not liking it.
You know, I don't really think so. You know, they've been airing it out this drive, and they've been starting off on 1st and down with big pass plays, and really I think they're kind of getting into a rhythm here on offense.
Yeah, I guess now that you mention it, we've seen a lot more confidence from Niwot as opposed to Timnath. The Niwot Cougars are coming in as the underdogs in this game, coming in with a record of 0-6, and as we mentioned earlier, if they get this first victory,
Volt
it'll
to
set
drop
them on a
back.
path.
Oh, and it's tipped off the hands. It's going to be incomplete. Brings up 3rd and long.
Good to see Niwot still making these passing plays, though.
Oh, yeah, of course. Just, you know, You know, Deep, confidence is key, especially in the game of football. And
100%.
if you're a quarterback, you really just got to have that confidence.
100%.
You know, especially with your receivers, you got to have the confidence that they're going to catch the ball and just make something happen. But now we see here, lined up in spread formation, 3rd and long. Wolf is going to drop back. Timnath bringing a blitz, but he's going to air it out deep down the right side of the field. Oh, and it's going to be... There's a flag on the play. We'll see who it's on.
Definitely very, very impressive throw from the QB on Niwot there. Let's check out the replay.
Yeah.
Long, long lob all the way down. Just in the hands, but there was a flag on the play, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, and that's going to be on that Timnath defense again. This is the second time this drive where they've had a pass interference on them.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to have multiple pass interference calls on you as a defense, especially in one drive, because one, it's not only demotivating, but two, it also just it makes it harder to do your job. It makes it harder to contain it. It makes it harder to play defense in general.
100%. I think Timnath is really, really pushing to try and make something happen here defense-wise, but they're pushing a little too hard.
It's going to be a read option. Actually, number one takes the handoff. It's going to get a nice gain
Not bad.
of about 5 yards.
Taking it all the way down to the, I believe, 17-yard line. Is currently 2nd and 5.
It's going to be, you're right, Deep, 2nd and 5, the 17-yard line.
Niwot just thinking about what they're going to do in that huddle, talking, recalibrating. Hey, what can we make happen? They really want to make this play happen because they want to get on par and even surpass Timnath on that scoreboard right now.
Yeah, and the biggest thing I would worry about for this Niwot offense is their front box and their D-line in general, because as we see here now, the Timnath defense comes up with a big stop, and that's going to push them back about 2 yards and make it 3rd and 7, starting on the 20-yard line. But as I was saying, if I'm the Niwot offense, I'm thinking about what can I do to get past this Timnath D-line and their linebackers in general, because right now, come the beginning of the game, it's been slow. It's been slow trying to get this run game going, and now we've seen a couple good breaks from this rushing game.
Right.
But just in general.
But as you mentioned, because it's been so slow, they've worked so hard to get to this point. How much are they willing to put on the line to try and risk, passing and maybe even fumbling like Timnath did earlier? So now it's just a question of what they're going to do.
It's going to be a flag.
Once again. On Niwot this time.
It's going to set up third and long.
5-yard penalty. You hate to see it, Hayden.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Niwot in such a favorable position just a few minutes ago. Now getting pushed back each play.
Wolf drops back. Fires to the right side.
To nobody, apparently. Niwot seems to be crumbling under the pressure so far, as we have 6 minutes and 57 seconds left in the second quarter.
And it's a disappointing way to end the drive.
Yeah.
But if you're Niwot and you have the talent to go kick a field goal, absolutely. But set up here at Timnath's 25-yard line, so close to the red zone, just I would say go for it, But here we see them now. They're going to line up. Number 1 for Niwot, Caleb Roby, is going to take this kick. Set up. Oh, and it's blocked.
Not bad. Timnath finally showing some resolve. Now, Hayden, I'm looking at my sheet right here, and we can see Niwot hasn't scored a single point in the last 3 games they've played. And matter of fact, they've gotten pretty heavily scored on. And so we're starting to see a trend here, especially in this game. What are your thoughts on that? You think Niwot's going to score and finally break that pattern, or do you think Timnath's going to get this ball back and then score on them again?
Yeah, it's still early in the game, and from what we've seen, they've brought it down from their own 25-yard line back to Timnath's 25-yard line. And from what we've seen, we've really seen a connection through this offense, really just getting warmed up, getting their momentum going, and just making big strides on offense. And I think we're going to see some points here.
100%, yeah. I know Niwot's in a very, very, very much better position compared to the last 3 games they played. Actually getting this close to the end zone is a big feat in itself for Niwot. As Timnath, Vince
Holcalter
takes
here
the
has
ball.
Big room to run on the left side of the field. He's got one man to beat.
Stop him.
He's tripped up and taken down at the 25-yard line.
Not a bad play by Vince, number 44 for Timnath.
No, not at all.
There's that beast. Once again, let's check out this replay here. Handed off at the very beginning, breaks 1 tackle.
It's going to be a 55-yard run. What a big run.
Vince, known as a strategy player, he always seems to find a gap in any defense he goes against. And he's not afraid to use his size on anybody that gets in front of him.
You know, he's such a special player, just being able to make plays on both the defensive and offensive side of the ball. He's a special player for this Timnath team.
100%.
But now we see Nelson lined up in the pistol to drop back. It's play action, throws to Payne on a screen route, and Payne is going to have a nice gain there. Going to be a first down and a gain of about 14 yards.
Not bad. Baby steps, baby steps. They're playing a slow but steady game, Hayden, I feel. Well, not that last play. Vince took that way, way long. But now we're starting to see Timnath finally get back into a rhythm that we saw way, way, way earlier in the season, even last year.
Yeah, now they're in the red zone with a big opportunity to go score 6 here.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking the huddle.
Timnath lining up on the 13-yard line, 1st and 10.
Nelson to hand the ball off to Vince Holcalter. He's got a big run for a touchdown.
And a touchdown by number 44 for Timnath, Vince Holcalter.
You know, it's early in this game, but this man is having himself a game so far.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Let's check out this replay here. Smooth, efficient,
Quick
and
halfback
smooth
draw
sailing.
To the left sideline with a big truck into the end zone. That's a powerful play right there.
Some could say brute force, some could say unstoppable. But that man out there is crucial to this Timnath victory.
Absolutely. And today, he's just been the man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. As they line up for the kick here, Timnath coming off 2 losses back-to-back after a win from Hinckley. They lost against Wellington and Meade. Well, they had a very, very close game with Wellington by 1 point, but they got pretty blown out by Meade. So we're just hoping to see some confidence restoration playing against a team like Niwot. Hayden, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, Timnath coming off a big loss to Meade. I mean, that can really set you back as a team, just losing by a big margin by that. But it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And coming into these last games of the season, you got to go out there and you got to finish strong. 100%.
So far, so good, though, for Timnath. I feel like they've really gotten back into their element. We've seen the element go from Niwot to Timnath, back to Niwot, and now back to Timnath. It doesn't really depend on who the ball has. It depends on how the situation plays out in whose favor. As Timnath huddles up, what are they thinking, Hayden? How do we make a play happen? What are they thinking?
3rd and out. 3rd and out. Pin them back to their own end zone and just get the offense out early.
Yeah,
and set up another Timnath offensive drive and just keep scoring more points.
Right.
But we see Kolchak here about to kick it off, 13-0. And the Cubs are up, and they're going to squib it. But it's going to go out of bounds. There's going to be a flag.
Quite a different strategy from what we've seen in the past. Maybe Timnath is playing finally a new book.
Yeah, I'm surprised they ran a squib there.
Yeah.
Though. I feel like, you know, it's always fun when teams go for a risky play. But here halfway through the second quarter, I'm intrigued to what was happening there on the Timnath sideline.
Right. I wonder what was happening in that huddle to make them finally go for such a kick like that, such an onside kick. But I guess we'll just have to see what Timnath was thinking with this next play.
But here, because of that squib, Niwot's going to be set up good at their own 47-yard line. Back. 2 backs in the backfield. Wolf takes the snap. He rolls left, and he's going to run. It fakes
Hesitating.
the pitch, but the Timnath defense is going to come up strong for a tackle for loss on the play.
I just feel
Make
like
it 2nd and long.
every time we just see that that Niwot QB, just hesitating over and over. I feel like the tide has really switched more towards Timnath, and they feel like they now have taken back control of this stadium. But Niwot especially, they need to work on their defense, especially their O-line. And when it comes to their O-line, making sure that the QB has enough time to make a decision and make a play.
Yeah, but football's a team sport.
Right.
I mean, if nothing's open and then nothing's open, it's a broken play, and you just got to recover and bounce back and make something happen.
Right.
Here on 2nd and long. And the whistle is going to be blown. It's going to be a timeout for Niwot.
Timeout for Niwot, as Hayden mentioned. Using one of their timeouts is a interesting play right now.
There's 4.5 minutes left of this second quarter, and you got 3 timeouts. I don't see why not. Just take a breather, recoup, and just get ready for the 2nd and long. They're in a good position. Not bad. They're at the 44-yard line. And with 13 yards to go, it's doable. It's doable to make points before this half for the Niwot offense.
And if you're just joining us now, my name is Deep Shah.
And my name is Hayden Smith.
And tonight we are broadcasting the Timnath versus Niwot game located here at PSD Field in Timnath, Colorado. The score is currently 13-0. The score is currently 13-0 as seen on the screen. The ball is currently on the 44th yard line, 2nd and 13, Niwot possession. And we are currently 4.5 minutes left in the second quarter. As Niwot now lines up to take the ball on the line of scrimmage.
Running kind of a different formation here. They got 2 backs and 3 receivers, but Wolf is going to drop back, air it to the middle of the field, and it's caught by number 18.
Left open. Interesting.
Niwot first down. It's going to be Caleb Noterman on the catch again. Coming up big today with 2 big catches.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with this Niwot offense here so far. See Wolf drop back and throw a beautiful pass.
Broke off from number 21, Evan Vasa. Niwot seeming to really, really get their A-game going now with this ball.
Yeah, now they're going to be set up 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. And they're going to be sitting pretty now. They got good momentum. And Wolf is going to take the snap. Kind of a busted snap. He's going to try to hand it off, but it's going to be a tackle for loss and make it 2nd and 11 on the 43.
Another stall out, unfortunately, but let's hope that this doesn't break Niwot's spirit and Niwot's drive.
Oh, it absolutely won't. Football, things happen, especially on the first couple of plays. It's really just like it kind of sets the tone.
Tone for the game, yeah.
For the first few plays of that scene, but one play doesn't make the whole drive. You know?
100%. Yeah, I got you. As Niwot now lines up on the 43rd yard line, 2nd and 11 to go.
Lined up in an interesting formation here. They're going to have a single back motion out. They're going to pitch it.
Whoa.
Fumbled pass on that one.
Number 15 hands the ball really low to number 33 on Niwot to the point where he just had to kind of sit down and take the ball, bringing them back a yard.
Yeah, now you're set up. You're just getting further and further back. I mean, with good momentum in the passing game, I really don't see why Niwot decided to run 3 times there, especially considering how this Timnath D-line has played so far.
Right.
I'm confused with the play calling, but we'll see here. It's 3rd and 17 on Timnath's 49-yard line.
100%. Yeah, no, Hayden, I agree completely. I don't know why Niwot's kind of regressing back into these early stages, especially since they've come so far with their passing game.
It's going to be another timeout again for Niwot.
Man.
Going to readjust their game plan a little bit. Coming on 2.5 minutes left remaining in this half. Deep, what has impressed you so far about this game?
I just think the progress both teams have made so far. I mean, you can look back and scrub back to when this game first kicked off and we saw both teams, albeit making a few good plays, mostly just running the ball over and over and over. And now we're actually making big strides. We're making points. They're actually being teams out there instead of just 2-man or 3-man people.
Yeah, I'm surprised, though. It feels like what we thought Niwot is going to do, Timnath is actually doing, and what we thought Timnath was going to do, Niwot is actually doing.
100%. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Everything's flipped on its end. As Niwot now lines up at the 49-yard line, 3rd and 17 to go.
Lined up in shotgun with a spread. With a motion from number 1, Wolf is going to take the snap, rolls to the left, trying to find someone open. He throws, and there's a flag down on the play. Incompletion. We'll see what that is.
Interesting. Niwot still not really playing a safe game. They're still taking out risks. They're still, being confident, which is what we love to see here at PSD Field.
And that play is going to be declined. It's going to be 4th and 17. And it's looking like it's going to be a punt here.
We've seen a very, very impressive performance from both punters on both teams, sending it deep and sending it effectively where they want it to go.
Yeah, but now we see here, number 3 is going to take this punt. Oh.
Almost.
It's a fumble punt, but he's got room to run on the right side of the field, and he's sprinting down, and he gets past. One man to beat. He's at the 30, 20, 10. Bon voyage.
And it's a touchdown, baby.
Cubs, touchdown.
Timnath Cubs, touchdown. Davis Payne with an amazing return all the way.
Big number 3.
Across the field. And now let's cut back to the replay here. Let's just see Davis starting shaky, but quickly recovers. Comes all the way down from the 20-yard line.
Hey, and that's what we expected from this man right here. Speed, and speed kills in the game of football, and he just
100%.
killed.
Niwot just couldn't keep up with that speed, and that's very, very impressive.
No, yeah, and Davis Payne just killed that Niwot punt team with his speed, and just what an impressive play from the Timnath special teams again. It's going to set up a nice extra
No doubt
point.
Alex just makes that extra point, and he does. Consistent and amazing performance from Alex, and a very, very surprising performance from Davis. Hayden?
Like I said before, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And Davis is finishing this second half with a big, big play. Starting off rough. He had a fumble to start the game, but coming back big with a deep punt return for a touchdown. It's just redemption.
100%. Davis Payne feeling himself very much on the sidelines right now.
Pure redemption.
Timnath, I can only imagine buzzing. They've gotten pretty comfortable in their lead so far, and you can't blame them. 20-0, we're seeing that once again. Niwot is looking at a pretty rough game, but I don't want to speak too early, Hayden. Anything can happen. You said it. Football is a game of strategy. Anything can happen. I don't want to take that chance.
No, yeah, and just coming off a really hard loss like that from Meade, from this Timnath team, if you're a player, you can't help but just be happy that you're putting points on the board early and that your team is finding its rhythm and that just things are going according to plan. But they also have to be vigilant. They have to make sure that they can keep this lead and don't let up any points.
Right.
And that's going to be the main goal.
If they get too cocky, it's going to be a big issue.
But just under 2 minutes remaining, and Kolchak is going to kick this deep.
Amazing kick. Wow.
Big kick.
It's going to be another touchback.
And Niwot is going to set up shop at the 25-yard line, make it 1st and 10.
I feel like both of these teams have come out of their shells, Hayden. I feel like both of these teams are putting on their A game now, especially Timnath. I've never seen a performance like it from them so far this late in the season. And Niwot, although I haven't seen any of their games, I can only imagine they're performing as well as they are. Timnath now lining up on the 20-yard line. Excuse me, Niwot now lining up on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
going to go back to that spread, and that's kind of what you need to do here. Under 2 minutes remaining, you're lined up at the 25-yard line. Wolf is going to pass. It's going to be taken down early. It's going to end up being a 4-yard gain. Make it 3rd and 6 at the
16-yard line, 17-yard line. 16-yard line, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, sorry, 24-yard line.
24-yard line. Solid first play to start the drive.
Niwot really trying to recalibrate in this huddle right now. What are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? What can we be doing more of? And what can we be doing less of? I assume these are all just questions and answers that have been thrown around as Niwot now lines up.
Passes chunk yardage, but we see motion from number 1. It's going to be a handoff.
Oh, man.
Oh, and he gets wrestled down to the ground. That's number 52, Cade Geist, for
Cade
this
was
Timnath D-line.
Earlier, he was recognized for his outstanding performance in senior night. Talked about what it meant to be a Timnath athlete, what it meant to be determined, and how it was to lose and come back and finally win.
Here we go with another timeout.
Less than a minute left, Hayden, in the second quarter.
No, yeah. You got 46 seconds remaining, you know, and if I'm Niwot, it's 3rd and 8 here. Just send the crew. Send them all in one direction down the field and just throw something up. It can't hurt you now. We're so close to the second half break here that, you know, I would really just.
Honestly, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Just leave it all out there.
It's worth the risk. Come back to this field, come the start of the third quarter, and just reset.
Right. 46 seconds left as Niwot takes their as Niwot and Timnath both recalibrated and kind of struggle to see what their game plan is going to be for the next 2 quarters now.
Yeah, well, we know what Timnath is going to do come the the second half. Third quarter, I meant. But here's Wolf. Back to take the snap. It's 3rd and 8. He's launching it, and it's caught. But it's a short yard gain. He's not going to have enough for the first down. It's going to be 4th and 5 at the Niwot 25-yard line.
Number 1 took that hit like a champ. Jumped in the air, number 41 from Timnath just kind of butted him down. But he seems to be walking off, seems to be fine. And I think that's one thing that's undeniable about these Niwot players is that no matter how much they lose or how much adversity they face, they're super determined. They always come back with the fight. They always come back with grit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, you know, 4th and 5 at your own 25-yard line, you're going to have to punt it away, and you're going to have to give it back to big number 3 for the Timnath Cubs. And
right.
come this next play, he's going to have a really short return, and these Niwot Cougars are getting into some really dangerous territory here.
100%. I can only imagine the coach is just explaining that, hey, this game's still in. I mean, it looks rough, but right now all that matters is that we make progress on this ball before the second half comes.
Oh, yeah. If I'm Niwot, I'm booting this ball out of bounds. Do not put the ball in number 3's hands or he's going to make a big play. It's a fumbled snap, and he gets taken down at the 19-yard line. And Timnath is going to set up shop in the red zone, first down. At the 18-yard line.
Cutting back to the replay here. Snapped and dropped, and he just couldn't have enough time to pick it back up because Timnath wrapped around and flanked and broke through.
Gosh.
Seems to be upset after upset now for Niwot as we end in this first half and begin to enter the second half.
Yeah, just bad plays like that just add up. And if you have enough of them, it gets harder and harder to make a comeback and win this football game. But it's not over for these Cougars yet.
100%, Hayden, 100%. But Timnath definitely gloating a little bit now, arguably. I mean, you can't blame them. Up 20 points with 0 for Niwot as the second quarter comes to an end, first half comes to an end.
Motion is going to be fumbled, but
dropped,
Davis Payne
but Davis
picks up the ball again, tries to make something out of nothing.
Seems both tees are kind of losing a grip. Literally.
You had a pre-snap motion there from Davis Payne, trying to go for a quick draw run there, but just a fumbled handoff. But, you know, it's going to be a timeout for Timnath again, try to set up something, and hopefully go down and score a touchdown here.
Right. Interesting that low-key expected it from Niwot with the recent upsets they've been having over and over in these last 30 seconds. But Timnath, and especially Davis, losing a grip on that ball. I mean, I guess he did fumble earlier in the game, but is that something he's known for? Is that something we're going to see more of, Hayden, do you think? Or do you think he's going to really lock down?
Yeah, you know, it's all just about getting warmed up. I expect good things from him here, and I don't really think that's up to Davis on that. I think it's kind of like a two-way thing, but here we go.
Right.
Holding penalties, going to set up 1st and 20. It's going to be overthrown down the middle of the field. There's going to be a flag on the play. The target was number 14, Jackson Barker. Let's see what these refs say.
Defensive pass interference. Niwot. Half the distance.
Wow. And the Niwot pass interference is going to set up a 1st down and a fresh start for this Timnath offense. Gosh, if you're Niwot here, you just hate to see that. You know, you're trying to finish out this second half strong, or you're trying to finish out this first half strong and just come back with a nice reset in the second half, and just this is not what you want to happen.
Timnath lining up on the 14-yard line.
Nelson hands the ball off to Hallcoulter, who has room up the middle. He breaks a tackle, keeps chugging, and he fights.
Wow,
And
that's a close one.
he's going to be about an inch away from the touchdown. And they're going to line up. No huddle. They got to get something going here. Niwot's stacking the box. Nelson is going to throw the ball down. It's going to set up 2nd and goal here for this Timnath offense. What a nice run, though.
Not bad. Let's check out this replay here. Once again, number 44, Vince, breaking 1, 2, and lastly 3.5 tackles.
I think he got that. I think he got that. You know, that's a really close call. But either way, just such a good run.
Yeah.
Timnath going back to this draw.
Definitely very, very, very good that Timnath is weaponizing Vince and finally putting him in the action he needs to be in. And we see Vince lining up once again alongside Kyle. I can only imagine what's going to happen.
Takes the snap, and it's Vince.
Oh!
That's a fumble! Oh, I think Niwot got it. Wow.
Niwot recovery.
What a big stop for this Niwot defense.
God. This is crazy. Last 20 seconds, we're seeing more action than the last 20 minutes.
What an impressive play.
Going back to the replay here. 44 seems to have it. Number 11 comes around, swings it. Number 21 falls right on top of that ball.
Swings.
In a perfect position.
He swings around and gets a nice hit on the ball right as that handoff is taking place, and that's just perfect timing.
That's impressive. Niwot finally actually showing some resolve and showing some grit and determination and trying to get this ball turned around, albeit in these 7 seconds.
You know, they're going to be lined up at their own 1-yard line. You know, just huck it.
Yeah, honestly. I feel like Niwot has nothing to lose right now.
No, you're going to be in a really tough situation to try and run this ball and just run this clock out, because what we've seen from Timnath's defensive line so far has just been phenomenal.
Right.
And just their ability to get in the backfield just at a really, really quick tempo and just disrupt plays. I would be really scared to run this ball here at the 1-yard line, even though traditionally it would be the best maneuver.
Right, but at the same time, I feel like Niwot, especially, you know, I don't want to speak too early, but with their track record, I feel like they have not much to lose, if you know what I mean, Hayden.
Absolutely.
We've seen this pattern go on with all 6 of their games they've played so far, some closer than others, some longer than others. But I feel like right now, if Niwot wants to have a chance, I think they should just leave it all out on the field and just try and make something of this very, very tight situation they're in.
Absolutely, but you got to give credit to them. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have as much depth at this as this Timnath team, but I would say they have way more grit.
Oh, yeah.
Here they go, trying to run the ball.
Ooh, man.
It's going to make it to the 1 yard line. And that clock is going to run out as we make it to halftime.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we now enter halftime, my name is Deep Shah.
My name is Hayden Smith.
And we are broadcasting the Timnath-Niwot game here at PSD Field located in Timnath, Colorado. We saw some very strong performances from both sides, and we'll see you guys after halftime. Thank you.
Your car deserves a better routine, so keep it clean with unlimited wash packages at Breeze Through Car Wash. And don't just clean the outside, keep the inside of your car clean with free vacuums at Breeze Through. Just choose a location in northern Colorado or in southern Wyoming and feel great about your day. At Breeze Through Car Wash, easy, quick, and fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Timnath Cubs pep band under the direction of Corey Peterson. At this time, we'd like to take a moment Your Timnath College Pep Band.
I'll check the stuff. Yeah, we'll just carry on and walk on. Okay, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you.
Now, we'd like to take a moment to recognize our senior pep band students. This band started with fewer than 20 members and has grown into the impressive group you see before you today. We are proud of our seniors for their dedication to the program and their efforts in supporting all of our student athletes. An alto sax player, Ash Mellon. Ash's parents are Justin and April Mellon. Her favorite band memory is going to Elitch's with the band. And her advice is stick with it, even if you're new and it's uncomfortable at first. It's a great opportunity to grow, not just musically, but also as a person. Her future plans: pursue a degree in directing or stage managing in the theater. Ash Mellon. And on the flute, Ella Peterson. Ella's parents are Emily and Corey Peterson. Favorite band memory is going out with everyone after the concert. And some advice: stay with it because band gives so many opportunities and you get to be part of an awesome family. Ella's future plans are to major in musical theater performance. Ella Peterson. And also on the flute, Petra Stock. Petra's parents are Chelsea and Jeff Stock. Petra's favorite band memory is going to Panera after CBA sophomore year and Ella accidentally smacked someone in the face. Petra's advice: row at your own pace. There's always going to be someone better than you. Look up to them, but only compare yourself to your past self. And Petra's future plans are to pursue some sort of degree in film and storytelling. Petra Stock. Once again, a big hand for our band seniors. Fans, please welcome Timnath High School dance team coached by Taylor Bear, Haley Liebman, and Megan Schreier.
Let's go, girls!
Ride with the mob, ride with the mob, blast with the mob. Do I love you? Built you and me, the ground up, do the job. Come through, if y'all get the 1-2, y'all suckers don't even know what to do. Break full, make all of y'all people wanna come through. Feel the force with my thinking like it was kung fu. Blast you, don't be cool, need to harass you. Set a tone in the streets and even the fans blast you. Like that talking.
Your Timnath dance team.
car deserves a better routine, so keep it clean with unlimited wash packages at Breeze Through Car Wash. And don't just clean the outside, keep the inside of your car clean with free vacuums at Breeze Through. Just choose a location in northern Colorado or in southern Wyoming and feel great about your day. And Breeze Through Car Wash. Easy, quick, and fun.
I'm Kyle Backus of Backus Insurance. The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus Insurance for help on their injuries. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7-222-2222. Let us work for the win in your case. Backus Insurance, our passion is justice.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PSD field where I am Deepsha.
And I am Hayden Smith.
And currently we have the Timnath versus Niwot game going on here today.
As we come back from half, we're going to look at some of the best plays of the day. Here, Vince Holtkalter with a nice break down the left sideline.
Definitely a star player to look out for. He's been very, very impressive throughout all of his first half plays. Also Davis Payne, as we see here, number 3, he's been a huge speed demon in the first half, and that's somebody to look out for as well.
Yeah, with a shaky start here, nice forced fumble for this Niwot team. But we see him later make up for that with a big play. But here's Vince again, breaking tackles and just chugging down the left sideline for another big rush.
Yeah, and we've seen amazing plays from both sides so far.
Like this one here with this Niwot catch over the head of the Timnath defensive back and a field goal block. And it goes back into the end zone for a touchback. But we see here again, big 44 chugging with a big break down the left sideline with one man to beat. And he gets it. But a defender just comes up right behind him.
So far we've seen impressive plays from both sides, but we've seen obviously Timnath pull ahead. Niwot just unable to keep up with Timnath. Me and Hayden, we were discussing, and we believe that the table turned very, very quickly when the clock hit the second quarter. First quarter, we felt that it was anybody's game. It was still up in the air. We saw some impressive plays from Niwot and also a reserved game from Timnath, something we've seen before. But if you take a look at these replays, we've seen Niwot start to make mistake after mistake, slip up after slip up. But also Timnath has been as well, just a lot less, and they've been able to recover a lot better. And so right now the score stands at 20-0 as we have a minute and a half left in halftime.
Yeah, you know, what's really stood out to me about this game is how the momentum shifted. And one play in particular that really just stands out to me is Davis Payne's just amazing punt return for a touchdown. You know,
oh yeah,
had a shaky start, but just redeemed himself in an amazing way. And it just really turned the tides for this Timnath team here in the first half.
100%. And obviously Niwot is coming into this game off of a 0-6 record, so and they haven't scored a single point in the last 3 games they've played against Windsor, Evergreen, and Wheat Ridge, and hopefully they're hoping to change that against Timnath, but it's not looking too good right now. As far as Timnath goes, They have a record of 2-4 currently, coming off a loss against Wellington and Meade, but a huge win against Hinckley. So right now both teams are pretty much feeling the same way, albeit Niwot would be feeling a little bit more demotivated with that record. But also, and I know Hayden mentioned this, Niwot, although they may be 0-6 without a win, their chances of getting into the playoffs aren't completely over. If they win this game and they get started on that trajectory path towards shaping up their record to maybe 3-4-6, 3-6 or 4-6 or 3-7 and 4-6, they can hope to be ranked in the top 24 and make at least a chance to the playoffs.
You know, but even if they don't make it to the playoffs, it's about proving something to themselves. You know, just finishing out the season as strong as possible and just finishing out strong. You know, for a lot of these seniors, you're finishing the season with not as many players on a football team as just a school would hope, you know? And so because of this just tightly knit group of players here for Niwot, it would mean a lot to both them and the coaches for them to just prove to themselves, get one win this season, and just...
Yeah, 100%. The weather's getting pretty frightful, and that fire is so delightful. The sun has completely gone down. It's getting to a chilly, I believe 50, 55, maybe 60 degrees, so perfect football weather. These guys are staying cool. These guys are radiating off their heat and coming back with their A game. Niwot, right now, what would you be thinking if you were a Niwot player right now, Hayden?
If I'm a Niwot player, I'm thinking just give this Timnath team just everything I got, you know? Like,
yeah, 100%.
This team in general has nothing to lose. These players have nothing to lose. So just go out there and play with passion, you know?
100%.
One of the most important parts about being a football player or just a sports player in general is just passion. Passion fuels the flame that is success and ambition. And just with enough passion, this Niwot team has the chance to come back and win this.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Beautifully put, Hayden. I think passion is the path to success, and I feel like we see it with Niwot. Although they haven't shown it, or they haven't been able to show it because they've been going up against teams that are just beating them. But I feel like that because of that, they've been known, or they're starting to, you know, put up a face, really not really take these losses to heart, and continue to show determination and grit that they would have shown if they were 0-0 right now.
Absolutely. The most impressive player so far for me has been Vince Holcoulter, though.
Oh yeah.
Just, I think he may have put up a 100-yard ground game performance in the first half.
Oh yeah.
Which in and of itself is just, it's amazing. No matter who you are at any level, a 100-yard performance in the first half it's truly something special, and it is a game to look back on.
Right. And I know our players to watch were Davis Payne and Carter Gaines, but I feel like it should be Davis Payne and Vince Holcoulter, just like the last game. Vince has put on an incredible performance. I would expect nothing less from him. But also Davis Payne, too. He's been known for his speed, but he has had some trouble with ball control in the past. And we've seen it also in this game, but I feel like he's improved tremendously compared to where we were about half an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, he definitely redeemed himself. And come this second half, Timnath is going to take it back. We'll see if it falls into the arms of Davis Payne, but if it does, then we're in for a show.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
This Niwot team is going to come out for special teams.
Right now, the stands are looking pretty okay. Both of these teams have a pretty similar showing. Obviously, Niwot coming all the way from Boulder County, and Timnath coming in just right from here locally, actually at their field. But mostly, we're seeing parents down in the stand just because it was Timnath senior night earlier this night, where seniors were awarded and recognized for their hard work, determination, and everlasting spirit and loyalty to the Cub.
And it's a special one because this is the first senior night for this Timnath football team.
That's true. Yeah, first graduating class of Timnath Middle High School, 2025.
And as we see here now, there's a flag on the play as that kickoff ball went out of bounds. And now this Timnath Cubs offense is going to be lined up. take it down to the 40-yard line.
Legal procedure. Ball kicked out of bounds. Be placed at the 35. First down.
Pardon me, the 35. Timnath breaks the huddle.
Now, if I were Niwot here, I'd be really looking to try and just play a safe game right now. Honestly, actually, I take that back. I'd be saying, you know what? Screw it. Let's put that out there. Let's leave it out all on the field here. As they're doing right now, they're finally putting up some good strength with their defense, bringing down number 44, Vince. But if I were Niwot, I would just say, hey, you know what? It's coming to a point where this game is make or break, and I think we should just all leave it out there and, you know, get some airtime, as Hayden mentioned earlier, get that passion going, really let off the sparks to start this fire.
Yeah, but we're seeing something different here from this Niwot defense.
Oh, yeah.
Originally, they had 4 people lined up at the line of scrimmage. Now they're running 5. They got 2 linebackers and a nickel. And so far, it's paid off. But yet again, it's only 2nd and 7. Nelson with a play action. Oh, and he breaks the sack. He's looking. Oh, and it's Davis Payne. Pardon me, that was not Davis Payne. That was number 14 for Timnath. That was Jackson Barker.
Impressive. Niwot actually broke through the defense for one of the first times in this game, but unfortunately Kyle Nelson, for them, was able to break that and finally get a throw off to somebody who was left open because they reassessed their needs during halftime and they reallocated all their players to the front line, as Hayden mentioned, 5 as opposed to 4, which seems to be working.
Yeah, but what perseverance as that play leads them to a 1st and 10 here at the 45-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
Back in shotgun. Gonna motion Davis Payne around the back. It's gonna be a quick handoff. Hits him with a nice move. And he's got room to run down the right sideline. He's gonna be out of bounds.
Not bad.
For an 11-yard, pardon me, a 12-yard gain.
Not only quick,
first down,
but very agile too. If we saw that there, it was a very, very good, I guess, juke or spin move. If we check the replay here, Davis Payne makes a huge wrap around, goes wide, and
what incredible balance, by the way.
Yeah, jukes that player.
To break that tackle right at ankle level and just keep moving.
Oh, yeah.
Back out on the field. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. With a motion from Vince, it's going to be a draw up the middle, and he's got room down the left sideline. He's going to be wrapped up, but he's still going to keep moving, and he finally gets taken down. And that's going to be a gain of about 6 yards. I think it's 2nd and 4 at the 20. Pardon me, 2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
So despite Niwot's, reassessing and reallocation of players, it seems like that they just don't have the manpower to keep up with Timnath. And I feel like that's what we've seen with a lot of their previous games is just the fact that they just don't have enough raw manpower compared to the teams that they're going against.
Yeah.
As Niwot now lines up to go against Timnath, we're probably going to see that happen again.
Lined up back in the shotgun. Nelson drops back, looking for something on a quick pass to Davis Payne. And he's going to be right there. He's going to be 1 yard short. Make it 3rd and 1 at the Niwot 25. 5 yards away from the red zone here. What great plays so far from this Timnath offense.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like they've shifted their main focus players so far for this Timnath team. First half, we've seen a lot of Vince. We're still seeing a lot of Vince. But now, starting to see a lot of Davis Payne as he's coming out of his shell on the offense. Back up with a motion from Barker. It's going to be a timeout.
Timeout.
And Timnath's coach is not happy about that. You see his frustration with the team.
I think it's just that matter of cockiness now, Hayden. If you're up 20, you got to keep a level head, don't you?
Yeah, but I think that's just, there's always going to be flaws, and that was just a simple flaw. We see it all the time in football teams, just delay a game and just clock management and just watching the clock and just using your time effectively is such an underrated part of football in general.
Right, 100%.
Triple Crown Sports, AFC Urgent Care, Fuzzy's Taco Shop.
But both teams are going to recoup here during the timeout
Please thank them for their support and partnership with PSD.
and come back. It's going to be 3rd and 1 at the 24. Coming back out onto the field is the Timnath offense.
8 minutes and 57 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We've seen some great strides so far from both teams, but mostly Timnath. They made great and incredible progress. And actually, to be fair, very consistent progress, which is actually a very good thing to see considering their track record.
Absolutely. Back to gun formation. Looking at a quick snap and another draw. That's going to be easy. That's going to be an easy first down for Vince Hochhalter.
Once again,
at the 20-yard line. Make it 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Once again, Vince, we just see that power player being used over and over and over again. But then there is also the question of, can he maintain this performance all throughout the rest of this game if they're going to put him in so much, Hayden?
You know, I don't see why not. You know, you got to give major props to this Niwot team for just the grit that they have and just some players playing every single snap. But, you know, for them, it's just going to be really hard to stop someone like Vince.
Right.
An emotion from Tanner Mock. It's going to be a snap and a quick pitch to Vince as he runs down the right sideline. Gets tackled for a quick gain of 3 on that play. Make it 2nd and 7.
2nd down and 7 to go.
At the 17-yard line.
Vince in the last game against Meade had 57 rushing yards, 4.4 yards per carry, and 13 carries. So it's nothing out of the blue to see him running such a running with the ball in this game.
Absolutely. But I'm happy with Timnath's play calling so far. Just giving the quarterback the ability to just do what he needs to do to win Timnath this football game and really just put the final few nails in the coffin.
Right.
Not to speak too soon, but here's a rollout from Nelson, a quick throw.
Oh!
It's a fumble.
A lot of fumbles tonight, Hayden. What are your thoughts?
Hey, the ball is recovered by Timnath at the same yard line, back at the 18, but gosh, ball security. It's the biggest thing about being on offense. The one thing coaches tell you is just hang on to the ball, because nothing is worse than going out on offense, having great plays, getting good momentum, and then just coming up short due to a fumble. But here's
number 9 with
Kolchak.
An amazing kick.
Oh, and he boots it through.
Perfect kick. Once again, speaking like earlier, those special teams, man. Timnath really knows how to use them, and they know it's their strong suit.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't hesitate to send them out.
And a nice 28-yard field goal. It's going to put Timnath up 23-0 on the day. Now this Timnath team is going to set up for kickoff.
We see the Timnath mascot here just having a good time on the sidelines here.
Yeah,
as both teams are preparing.
And that's what we see from a lot of these Timnath fans here.
Yeah.
I should say all of these Timnath fans here. You know, student section, small, but it's mighty for sure. They're
small
really,
but strong, yeah.
They're really bringing the support for this team here today.
100%. Not to mention with the senior night, all the parents are here tonight. You know, if it was a normal game, many parents would miss or one would show up. But because of senior night, all the parents have shown up. And the star players of Vince, you know, Davis, Kyle, all those parents have shown up so they can really see their kids doing their best tonight against Niwot.
Absolutely. And we're just seeing a mass amount of adults here in the crowd coming to support this Timnath team.
As Timnath lines up for the kick, number 9, Alex, with another banger down the field. Impressive kick.
It's going to be caught by number 1, running down the right side again. Oh, and he breaks a tackle, and he's got room to run.
Wow.
And he's taken down at the 40-yard line.
Not bad.
For a nice return.
I guess that just goes to show anything can happen, Hayden. Anything can happen. It's really impressive how Niwot still has determination and grit to still follow through.
Absolutely.
Arguably not late into this game, but still towards the end of this game.
Absolutely. We see here that was a beautiful run. Just shakes off a tackle, finds the gap, and just keeps on running.
Really threading the needle, as you'd say. Really threading it.
Absolutely. What a nice gain for 35 yards on that return.
Timnath probably not stressing, albeit a little stumped as to how that happened, but I'd imagine that they're still very comfortable on their high horse.
Oh, yeah. Water off a duck's back, especially with this lead they have here.
Right.
But lined up. It's going to be play action.
Wow.
Throw, and it's dropped by number 21.
Pass intended for Avila.
And that Timnath defense got pressure in the backfield immediately. It's going to set up second and 10, back at the 40-yard line.
Niwot unfortunately struggling to make progress so far ever since that whole fumble situation. But it's been good to see Niwot still having that perseverance and that determination to try and make something happen out of this.
And here they go, back from the huddle. Going to line up and spread. And Wolf in shotgun to take the snap. Looks quick to the right side of the field. And number 7 with a nice move and breaks a tackle. He's going to get good yardage for a gain of about 7. Makes it 3rd and 3 at the 47-yard line.
Man, it just seems like anything we say, just the complete opposite happens out on that field, Hayden. It seems like they're getting kind of unpredictable now as to what can happen between each play. What do you say?
Yeah, you know, it's such a hard thing to tell, especially in football. But, you know, anything can happen, especially in the realm of sports.
Right.
But here we go. Back Wolf and shotgun again. Snaps. Drops back. Loads deep down the right side of the field.
And it's caught.
And it's going to be caught.
Wow.
What a play again to number 7. Emmett Verhoeven with his second deep reception of the day.
Cutting to the replay here. Number 21 seems to not be able to shake off number 7 on Niwot, Evan Vasa for Timnath. Unable to shake him off as he makes that play next to the 30-yard line. Not bad.
Yeah, and what an amazing play we just saw there. Second time, just Verhoeven really just showing off his jump ball ability. And Wolf,
wow,
on a busted play,
interesting.
He's going to get taken down. But there were 3 Timnath defenders in that backfield immediately.
Now, I don't want to speak too early, Hayden, but what are your chances for a redemption so far?
You know, if they score here, it's going up. I mean, they just had a big play that cut off a ton of yards for them. So if they're able to make something happen here, then I would not put them out of the realm of winning this game for sure.
100%, yeah. I'd say right now low, but climbing after that play because it was a very impressive play, and it's something we haven't seen so far from Niwot as they now hike the ball and hand it off to number 33. We're getting back to that reserve mentality, Hayden. I'm seeing it again. And I know you say that anything can happen and that there's not a pattern and whatever, but unfortunately I'm starting to see some safer plays from Niwot. What do you say?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, you always have to go back to the run. You know, no football game can be played with just pass and pass and pass because that just wears your quarterback out.
Fair enough, yeah. Can't argue.
But we'll see what happens here. They're going to run spread again with the trips over to the right. It's 3rd and 12. Wolf and shotgun drops back. Looks to the middle again. Oh, and it's almost intercepted.
Wow.
By Ivan Holkalter. It's going to be 4th and 12. Disappointing end to this Niwot drive, but it may not be over.
Cutting back to the replay here. Good to see that confidence coming back, Hayden.
Yeah, and what a good pass, too. It just looked...
Just unfortunate that it was incomplete.
Yeah,
but overall, good execution.
Good one-on-one right there, and just great breakup from Ivan Holkalter right there. It's going to be 4th and 12. Wolf is going to drop back and throw deep to that right side of the field again, but it's going to be out of bounds.
Man.
What a disappointing outcome.
It's that pressure, Hayden, I'm telling you.
Niwot.
It's that pressure. 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter here. If you're just joining us now, my name is Deep.
My name is Hayden Smith.
And you're just joining us at the PSD Field broadcast of the Timnath-Niwot game on this beautiful Thursday night here in Timnath, Colorado. Currently, Timnath has made some amazing strides with 23 on the board, and Niwot has played an impressive game, but unfortunately they have no points so far.
Turnover on downs makes it a Timnath first down. As this offense is going to break the huddle, be set up at the 32-yard line in their own territory. Motion from Payne. It's going to be a handoff to Hulkhalter.
Once again.
With breaking tackles up the left side of the field. And we got a flag down on the play.
But not bad from Vince once again, as we mentioned over and over again. Big man, big man. He's not afraid to use that. He knows it, he weaponizes it, and he uses it effectively against anybody that comes in his way.
No, of course not. He's playing like a freight train today. Just no one today has been able to stop him. And it seems like
face mask, 15 yards.
Flag on Niwot.
And a face mask is going to push this Timnath offense 15 more yards down the field.
But you hate to see it.
Gosh, it feels like no one on this Niwot team can stop Vince today. You know, a face mask, but he gets through it and picks up many more yards for an amazing gain there.
Oh, yeah.
But here we go. 17 is now in the backfield. That's Braden Pollier. Still in shotgun, though. It's going to drop back for the pass. Nelson with a quick screenplay up the middle. Number 14 stiff arms two people.
Not bad.
It's going to get big yardage there for another first down of about 13 yards.
I mean, not much to say, Hayden. We're just seeing a cool, casual, calm, collected play from Timnath here. They know that they're in the end game now. They just need to work and work and work to make sure that nothing happens to upset that.
No, yeah, and we saw an interesting play right there, a screenplay. You know, from what we've seen so far from this Timnath offense, we haven't seen much of that. And, you know, Jackson Barker just picks up amazing yardage to set these boys up in the red zone for another first down.
100%.
With a handoff again. Here he goes with a big truck. Takes him inside the 10-yard line.
We're making it down to that area now, Hayden. What are your thoughts?
Braden Pollier again. Wow, now that we've seen him bust off a few runs, it's almost like no one is going to stop this rushing offense right now. They are playing lights out right now, and now I'm understanding why Timnath hasn't really prioritized the passing offense, because why? Why do that when it's so easy to just hand the ball off and just keep getting chunk yardage? And
100%. That's exactly it, Hayden. I feel like they're in the end game now, and they know that they're comfortable enough to try and make these plays, and they're just going to work with what they know best.
It's going to be another draw for Pollier, and he makes it into the touchdown.
That's what I'm saying, baby.
Another
backing
big
it with
gap.
a run.
And the O-line allows for Pollier to glide his way into the end zone for another 6. Makes it 29-0.
And cutting back to the replay here, we see a perfect maneuver by number 17 straight through the middle, not even threading the needle, pretty much giving an open route all the way into the end zone.
Just struts into the end zone. He had all kinds of room right there. Here we go.
Back at it with number 9, Alex. Let's see another one of his beautiful kicks here.
He boots it.
And it seems to be perfect.
And they'll call it through.
Yeah. Bringing up the total to 30 for Timnath, 0 for Niwot. We're seeing another game for Niwot here that they don't score, maybe. I don't want to speak too early, Hayden, but anything can happen. You said it time and time again. Anything can happen. So.
Anything can happen. Right there. What beautiful blocking from the O-line. Can we shout out the O-line for 1 second? That was amazing. Just
100%.
That's
yeah.
textbook blocking right there. And if you're the O-line coach for this Timnath team, you're really happy.
And, hey, I think that's what Timnath is trying out now. They're trying out textbook. They're trying out textbook runs. They've been doing textbook runs, but they're now doing textbook passes, textbook defense, textbook strategies. And I feel like it's so good to see Timnath finally in their element, taking advantage of so much chemistry that they have and finally weaponizing that and using it.
Yeah, just going back to their signature halfback draw every single time.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what they say, Deep. If it ain't broke, Don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
Don't fix it,
Don't
baby.
fix it, baby. Two minutes and 11 seconds left in the third quarter of this game.
You know, like a famous man, John Madden, once said, just win, baby. And that's what Timnath needs to do here. Just win, baby.
Yeah, I just hope that they keep a level head, because it's usually at this point in the game where stuff can get cocky. And obviously there isn't much of a chance for an upset to happen.
And football is an unpredictable
But football
game.
is unpredictable, 100%.
But a good return is going to take them out to the 24-yard line. And that Niwot offense is going to come back out onto the field. But
I
we
feel
have
like
an injury on the field right now. It's a Niwot player.
Number...
As we're going to have an injury timeout here, but he gets up fast.
Number 52. Gosh. Darwin Quiada.
And an injury like that, it hurts, especially when your team just doesn't have the depth like other teams do. But, you know, next man up mentality.
As Timnath is just kind of coming back, especially Niwot actually just coming back from this, trying to figure out what they can do with one man down.
You know, next man up mentality. Every time, every single time, especially when injuries play a role or such a big role.
Just coming down to 2 minutes left in the third quarter here.
Here's Wolf to hand off. A run to the right side of the field. It's going to be stopped for no gain back at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 at the 24.
Roby runs for no gain, wrapped up by Meyer Braden.
You know, as this clock just continues to wind down, it's just, you know, you just see their chances of just winning just lessen and lessen. But, you know, as the game gets closer and closer to ending, it's just all about finishing strong.
Right. And it's been great to see Niwot's resolve throughout this whole game, despite setback after setback in the position they're in right now. You got to hand it to them, Hayden. If they have anything, it's going to be perseverance.
Absolutely. There's a whistle.
Delay of game, Niwot.
It's going to be another delay of game for Niwot.
Man.
Not what you want to see here.
Yeah, definitely not helping. I think that's going to be the biggest things they're going to have to focus on is just management of both their team and how they work within each other, and also to make sure that they follow the rules of the game.
But also right now in this stage of the game, play for your brothers, man.
Yeah.
Play for your brothers on the field.
Wow.
It's going to be a sack.
Interesting. Number 15 brought down. Cutting back to the replay here. Let's check it out. Ball is hiked and quickly. Number 44
gets in the backfield immediately.
Wow.
For an amazing strip sack.
Wow.
He can do it all, can he, D?
He definitely can. He's going to be our player to watch for these last 15 minutes, I'm telling you.
Touchdowns on offense, strip sacks on defense. What more could you ask from him?
Oh, yeah. 6'1", 200 pounds. That man is a man. Niwot in the huddle right now, just wondering how to come back. And if there even is a chance, which seems like there isn't the more time goes on. Every second, every minute, this game ticks on. Niwot's losing their chance at having a 1 on their record.
There's going to be a timeout right here before the end of the third quarter, as both teams go back to meet with their coaches, assess what they can do. I've been really impressed by this Timnath offense so far today. Let's go back to this replay of that sack.
Vince
Hochhalter again.
Fully unguarded.
Brings the boom.
Brings the boom. Crazy performance from him all night, though. I can't even imagine how he must be feeling right now, whether it's accomplished or tired or gassed or livid.
You know, I think with players, when they do good like this, it's hard for them to get gassed.
Exactly.
Because they're so motivated. They're proud of themselves. They've done great, and they just have the drive to keep going.
100%.
And I wouldn't expect if Vince plays out the rest of the game strong. But Wolf drops back, runs out to the right, past the line of scrimmage, going to try to make something happen with a big rush.
Number 15 making strides. We might have another Davis Payne on our hands, huh?
It's going to set up 4th and long. Disappointing end, but a good play to end that drive right there.
And we come back to the replay here. 15 finds nobody and just goes around the end.
Pocket collapsing with a nice move.
Not
Quick
bad,
shift
though.
to the inside, breaks back out.
Quick thinking
goes
on his
out of
feet.
bound.
Not
Goes out of
afraid to put
bounds.
himself out there. As Niwot now lines up on the 27-yard line, 4th and 7.
Uh-oh. But who's back there to return? Time and time again. Here's
Mr. number 3.
Taking it up the middle, but he's going to be stopped short this time.
I guess
Good
they learned.
play by this Niwot punt team. That's an unexpected result so far.
I'm glad Niwot learned, though. I feel like they're learning and they're adapting their strategy. And, you know, it might be a little too late to start trying to adapt their strategy now, but it's good to see that they're actually doing it still.
Yeah.
Because many teams at this point, they just stick with one strategy and whatever happens, happens.
But with players like that, though, just true X-Factor players, it's hard to – it's really hard to just make a strategy for them. At that point, your only chance of stopping them is if somebody comes up big, and Niwot's players did just then.
Right.
Timnath, first down, 46-yard line. Going to be a quick handoff to Paulier. He runs to the left side, breaks a few tackles. He's got room at the 40. He's got to beat one man. He's dragged down at the 30-yard line.
Another stride after stride that Niwot sure to be upset by as we just hit the end of the 3rd quarter and we enter into the 4th quarter.
Such impressive speed right there as we go to the replay. You know, halfback draw up the middle. Gap isn't there. Tries to find something new. Breaks 2 tackles and breaks off a big run. And gets taken down right at the end by number 1. But
I feel
what
like
a
Timnath
big
as a
break.
team has a lot of very good players. We just don't get to see them because they play it safe. They play with the same players over and over, such as Vince and Davis and Alex. Obviously, Alex being the punter, but we don't get to see a lot of these other niche players.
Your car deserves a better routine, so keep it clean with unlimited wash packages at Breeze Through Car Wash. And don't just clean the outside, keep the inside of your car clean with free vacuums at Breeze Through. Just choose a location in northern Colorado or in southern Wyoming and feel great about your day. At Breeze Through Car Wash, easy, quick, and fun.
I'm Kyle Backus of Backus & Chamber. The insurance companies don't like us because we've won over $1 billion for our clients. As for the competition, there's a reason each year more people in Colorado are calling Backus & Schenker for help on their injury case. So if you're hurt in an accident or injured at work, call me 24/7 at 222-2222. Let us work for the win in your case. Backus & Schenker, our passion is justice.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 4th quarter of the Timnath versus Niwot game here broadcasted at PSD Field in Timnath, Colorado. My name is Deep Shah.
And I'm Hayden Smith.
And we thank you for joining us.
We're going to come back here on 1st and 10 for a nice pass for good yardage.
Jumping straight into the action, no time to waste. Timnath making some quick plays.
Riley Johnson with a good catch there. He's going to set up 2nd and 3 at the 14-yard line. And I think if this Timnath offense can score here, that'll be it. That'll be the final nail in the coffin. But we'll see here. 2nd and 3rd as Timnath breaks the huddle. They're going to line up in shotgun. Gun formation. As Kyle takes the snap, he's going to look to the right side of the field, and that's going to be Tanner Mock. With a nice move, it's going to bring him down to the 5-yard line.
So looking at this now, we have an upcoming schedule for Timnath Cubs. On the 25th, they're going to be playing at Windsor.
Big game.
Yeah, big game. They're going to be playing against Greeley Central November 1st, and then November 8th, they're going to be playing against Northridge. Their season does last long into November, which is interesting. We don't see that with many teams. But hopefully it's going to be a good season and a good end, or I guess continuation of the season for Timnath.
Yeah, you know, the games are going to get colder, but that doesn't mean the action isn't. That doesn't mean the action is going to get worse.
Oh yeah, it's only going to get hotter up in here.
Absolutely, and right now, if they can win, if this Timnath team can win, they'll have some good heat going into this Windsor game. But a deep ball to the left side of the field with a toe tap touchdown.
To number 4, Carter Gaines, which was one of our original players to watch, finally making a move with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Checking out this replay here.
What a beautiful ball.
Amazing play. Left pretty much
from
open.
Nelson. Just right over the top of the defensive backs, just straight into the palms. And what a beautiful finish there.
Bringing the score up to 36-0 against Niwot for Timnath.
You know what? Coming into this 4th quarter, it's looking like a runaway game right now, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Here's Kolchak to kick the extra point. It's going to be through, no doubt about it.
I feel like we can confidently say now that Timnath is going to be pulling away from Niwot, especially in the 4th quarter now. There's not much chance for them to, try and grasp back. But all credit to Niwot. You know, they have been extremely determined, extremely persevered, driven individuals.
Yeah, and just playing with such a small depth like that, it's just so much grit, so much grit.
Yeah.
You can't do anything but just admire this Niwot team for just how they play and just what they have to do to support their team and just how they play football in general.
100%, yeah. And as we come down to 10 minutes and 30 seconds-ish left in the 4th quarter, man, it's been quite a game tonight. I wasn't expecting such a game from either side tonight. You know, I'd seen Niwot's track record and Timnath's track record so far, and I was expecting this to, go how it has been going, but I wasn't expecting this kind of Niwot to show up from Boulder County.
Yeah, just a real pass, just really pass heavy today. And from Timnath, we've just seen a really balanced offense so far. Great running game, great breaks through the air, and they've just been working this Niwot defense, and it's been a great outing. This Timnath offense so far. Back to kick. It's going to go through the end zone for another amazing kick by Kolchak.
Impressive performance. I feel like he's been the most consistent player throughout this whole game, Alex. He hasn't missed a single field goal. He's been on punt returns, he's been punting those returns way deep down the field to pretty much touchback every time. It's just been very impressive to see the special teams be so special.
Absolutely, and especially at this level too. He's kicking that ball like over 65 yards down the field.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Very impressive, especially like you said at this level.
As Niwot breaks the huddle.
I mean, not much to say now, Hayden. We've just been kind of seeing the same thing over and over again. Niwot making great strides early and then kind of either fumbling or losing a grip, and then Timnath turns it over.
Motion the running back. Quick reverse rollout. It's caught by number 7. He's going to run down the field.
And a flag thrown on the play.
We'll see what that is, but he's tackled for a 9-yard gain. Pardon me, a 10-yard gain. But we'll see what this flag is.
Holding, Niwot.
Man, another call on Niwot for holding this time especially.
You know, when teams are losing, we usually see just errors occur, but, this happens with every team, especially in this situation when you're heated and you're passionate and you want to win.
Right.
But yet again, mistakes like that cannot happen in this quarter.
Right, 100%.
Especially on a quest to win the game.
Especially 100%. Well said. As Niwot now lines up on the 12-yard line. Bullet pass,
but it's intercepted
by number 21. Evan Vasa making his reputation come back throughout this game. Wow.
The senior.
Yeah.
And many of these seniors are showing out tonight. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we have Cade Geist. We have Davis Payne.
Vince Holhalter.
And then now Evan Vasa. And it's just looking like a really special night.
And an amazing pass on this replay here to intended, I'm assuming intended for 21 or 18, but
what a special
21
night.
on Timnath was just there, excuse me. So just crazy, crazy, especially since this late in the game is going to be a huge demotivating factor for Niwot, a huge upset.
Gosh, yeah, you know these seniors are going to remember this night forever. Just
Oh, yeah.
such an impressive performance, just such good play from
Senior night.
From the seniors, not only them, but just everyone on this football team as well.
Right.
They're
Senior
gonna go
night, too.
Quick
Parents
handoff by Vince.
Vince brought around like the WWE. Honestly, I don't blame him. Seeing him, I'd assume he's a wrestler, too. And he is. He is a wrestler, actually.
He is a wrestler.
Yeah. But Timnath just now kind of slugging it out, I guess. I mean, they're not really looking to score more points here. They're just kind of looking to end this game off, hopefully with a clean slate. But if not with a clean slate, very comfortably in the lead.
Yeah, they're just working. They're working to score here. And if they score here, if they score here, then that'll mean that the clock will not stop. And that time will run no matter what happens. We might see that here, number 22.
Just might
good
happen.
moves.
Just
and he
might
breaks
happen.
down the middle of the field. He's got one man to beat. Doesn't
bad.
make it.
Yes,
And he
does.
doesn't.
He doesn't?
He's going to be down at the half-yard line. But what an amazing rip.
I feel like these players are going to be very happy to go home and celebrate with their family and their loved ones, especially after such a performance.
Not only their family and their loved ones, but their team, too.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Their brothers in
Fellow
arms.
students, oh, yeah.
But Niwot continuing to keep this game alive, although at this point, it may just seem like they're playing for their brothers at this point. And the kick. The kickoff stops Niwot at the 2-yard line. Right now.
And then just like expected, perfect kick.
Pardon me, I thought Niwot was back on offense. No, they just had to redo the extra point.
Interesting. Well, I mean, we didn't expect anything more, anything less. So,
No.
Yeah.
But now here comes the kickoff.
Now, Niwot, I mean, you can't blame them. Obviously super defeated, super demotivated with these last 4.5 minutes. But if they can make something of it, if they can get any points on the board, that would mean something, Hayden.
Absolutely. But yet again, the season isn't over. They got 3 more games to play, and that's 12 more quarters of football for them to go and prove to themselves. As Kolchak and the special teams march back out onto the field.
Just super quickly, as Hayden mentioned, they do have more games coming up. October 25th, they have Greeley at 7 p.m. October 31st, Northridge. And November 8th, they have Meade. So obviously, opponents that Timnath have played and have lost to. So Niwot might have to bring their A or AAA game to any of these games. Just in time for the kickoff as Alex lines up for the punt.
Here we go back again from this Timnath special teams. Kolchak to kick it. It goes far again.
Amazing
Back
kick.
into the end zone.
Wow.
This one might have been his furthest of the day.
Yeah.
Looked like 70 yards.
Very impressive, yeah. He just doesn't stop giving. And especially, as you mentioned earlier, like a player like him at his level, very impressive. It's something to look out for in future games.
Absolutely.
At those upcoming games we mentioned earlier, way earlier for Timnath. Niwot in huddle right now. Hayden, what do you think they're saying? Just get through this game, slug it out, better luck next time.
You know, just under 3 minutes remaining. Go score as fast as you can. Get something on the board.
Right.
Before you have to go home. I mean, at this point, if I'm Niwot, you've got nothing to lose. Just go and huck it up. But they go with a run here and a broken tackle. Number 44 is going to get taken down for a loss of yards.
Right. As we just hit 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Ball ends up on 15, 2nd and 15 to go.
As we see here, Niwot going back to the huddle. Assessing what they can do as we're about to come up here with 2 minutes remaining and 85 yards to go.
Niwot looking really sluggish now, I can't lie. But honestly, can you blame him? Not really.
But just finish strong, you know?
Yeah.
Do it for yourselves. And here they go with a pass to number 7. He's going to get wrapped up.
But a quick play.
Quick play for 7 yards.
Yeah, I was hoping we would have seen more of that throughout the rest of this game. It's a shame they're just starting to do it now.
You know, I feel like this game, even though it's a loss, it's been good for Niwot. Pardon me. Just because from what we've seen from them through the air throughout the season, this has just been a revelation for them.
Right.
I don't think we've seen them perform through the air like we have today. And here they go with a deep pass. Oh, and it's maybe caught, and it is.
Wow, not bad. But as we mentioned, that clock keeps running, so they're going to have to make a play quick if they want to make even anything of this ball.
And a jump ball deep down to the middle of the field. It's going to make it 1st and down with a minute left. Right now the referees are discussing. But to me, Deep, from what I saw, that looks like a catch.
Yeah. But honestly,
what a
the
difficult
more time,
one at that, though. What a difficult one.
I would have wished that more plays would have been made like that earlier in the game. But the more time these refs spend talking, the less time Niwot has.
They're going to rule it an incompletion.
Really? Man.
It's going to take them all the way back. And
I'd say, honestly, just give it to him now.
Yeah, winding down under 30 seconds. And this game is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen.
20 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
As they'll get one final play.
One final lob. One
Wolf
last dance.
To take the snap. He's going to chuck it to the middle. But the play is going to be called dead. And that's going to be it. The Timnath Cubs with a 44-0 win over the Niwot Cougars.
Very impressive performance from both sides. Timnath will now carry a record of 3-4. Niwot will go up to 0-7. It was a great game from both sides. So yeah, I mean, any final thoughts, Hayden?
Vince Hochhalter, MVP. You know, strip sack, touchdown, over 100 yards on the ground. Can't ask for anything more.
100%. All right, well, I've been Deepsha.
And I'm Hayden Smith.
And we thank you for joining us at the PSD field here in Timnath, Colorado on this beautiful Thursday night for the Timnath-Niwot game. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye.